Hi guys, good morning. Dandelion Song here. We're going to look at pi and some things that I found. Here we go. So I'm working on this clock that's derived by pi from the menorah code. So that's why we're talking about pi here. Now this is a horrible scribbled mess. Let's see if I have a better one. I don't. Not handy. Oh yeah, I do. Hold on. Menorah code written out, kind of nice. Normally I write it out in a pyramid shape, but just to show you how this is derived by pi again, this is from the book Marty Leeds, Pi in the Alphabet. The center is the GT, that's God. Little step down from that is the FS, which is a fish. Over here is a human. That's how I remember them, but now I'm starting to think that these are actually have something to do with this. Now you'll notice this number 76 is right here and right here. And you'll notice that this has a lot to do with how they derived. They derived 22 by 7. 7 is a very important number, and that has to do with their spirit of 76. And I'm going to talk about that in a second when we get back to the larger digit of pi and the 296, the 926 heading. Sorry, the 269 heading. But here in pi, it's 926. Where'd it go? And you'll see the whole triplet right here starts on the 7. And this is a countdown. You'd think it'd be a count up, but it's not. It's a countdown. I was just thinking about the week. Hold on. Tomorrow's the 21st. That's 7 days from the 28th. I wonder if that's the day, if they're looking at these days. All right, well, anyway. Trying to figure out what the madmen are up to. Okay, so just to show you this. So they take the 6s and the 4s and the 1s, and I can't remember why they do that. And left over is the 2, 3, and the 5. And I do want you to pay attention to the 2, 3 and the 3, 2. Oh, I found a 2, 3 and a 3, 2 I wanted to show you recently. Hopefully it's somewhere in my notes I can show you. And then there's a 55 left over. Well, if you add 1 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 4 plus 1, that's 22. And then it's divided, it's begotten by 7. And then this whole thing, see here, is 7 plus 6, which is 13. And this could be why, this could be, oh, I don't want to draw on this. This is my nice part here. But this could be why we have a 1313 code showing up on the edges of things, like in the Dylan Stormroof time stamp. They have the 1313, we have the MM, that's the 44, and this could be why, right? Because of this code. So, you know, it's not 22 derived by 13, but it's by 7 because there's actually 7 of these. There's, 6 on each side, and then there's the center, and this is the GT. The God is the center of the tree. Okay, so here we go. Back to this. So this is the center of their cross. It's interesting that the heading going the other way on their cross, and I don't want to scribble on this piece of paper. Let me get a page to scribble on. The heading going the other way on the cross. So this is the 269 is this way. Here's the capital. Here's the Lincoln. Get this more or less straight. This is Jefferson. Here's the Washington Memorial. It's not on the, for a while I was remembering it wrong. It's not on that. There's Washington. Okay. So this is the 269. And this is 3 days more than gestation. So then we have the 266 Pope. He's coming over here. Excuse my stomach. And he's going to be facing this way. And then we have our 33, I didn't draw it right, but we have a 33-degree angle out from our owl right there. He's facing that way. That's why this number is one of the important reasons for this number. We also have Isis sitting here in Washington, D.C. She's sitting like this, and she has her arms like this, and her right hand is cut off, and she's holding onto the leg of the owl with this hand. And then we have Horus here looking like a hawk. And he's 2.02 miles tall. And she's sitting on a bunch of water. And this is the heading going this way. And so the other important, so I knew that this was in pi this whole time. I was like, okay, that could be why they chose it. Because, oh, the other thing I was going to show, why I drew this out for you is because this direction is the rose line for Washington. And I want to put up a video that I'm going to call The Birth of a Nation. And it's basically talking all about this website that I found. I'm a little nervous because it's all basically on this person's website, which is a little incomprehensible to me, but it has a lot of interesting things, and I probably need to get this up today because... Anyway, this is their rose line, and it's 0 degrees, and it's 360 degrees simultaneously. And it's... For a while, I thought it went to the Georgia Guidestones. It doesn't. What happens is the Georgia Guidestones are this way. I'll put the GG, and this is a 44-degree heading coming this way to this, and then it's basically a straight line to the Freedom Tower. And then after that is a straight line to ancient Babylon, to the eye of Isis over there. Well, so I just wanted to show you these numbers. This has the 69 in it, which is the FR, and this is also the 618, and this would be the 2.618, so this would be phi squared. You know, this could be the symbolism of that. And then we also have Philadelphia, which has phi squared in it too, because it has phi in it twice in the word. And that could be what they're talking about. That could be the what's the word? The algorithm for decoding that. So I'm just offering this as another interpretation of this heading. This is also the FBI because let's just write FBI here. This is 6, 2, and 9. So it's another anagram of that. And if you add all these up together, all these anagrams of these hextets here, it probably adds to something that has to do with Saturn. Matthew Nicholson has a really nice channel that finds all those numbers and dates and distances between dates about that. I haven't seen him do this one, but he probably has. So, okay, so back to here. Here, I'm still trying to get to the point here. Well, there's a bunch of points, but here's the main point, because I was talking about the placement code and that this is counting down. And then here we have, I wanted to show you that this is on the 76 going that way. And this is on the 50, this is the 5-4 going this way now. I just found in the clock, in the clock decode, clock bomb, I found, let me get back my scribble page here. The gematria of clock bomb, because that phrase was bandied about quite a bit here. The gematria of this, just going off of my memory, is 4, 5, 6, which is a count up, and it's also a count down. And I think this is the English gematria, but this is a 9, and this is an 11. And this is basically a valence, core, code, gematria. And this is a type of gematria that I've only seen being used by myself. And I derived it from seeing how important the apple shape is to them, the eye, all these type of shapes, the scarab. Sorry about my drawing. I haven't had breakfast this morning. It's so annoying, but this is when the ideas come. Okay, so that's why I derived the valence field, because it has a core, it has 2 valence fields. All of these have codes in them, and so that's what this number is. But not only that, it's a count up and a count down, and not only that, it happens to match another very important number here. Well, we have the 76, but right below that we have the 4, 5, 6, which is a 9 and 11 right here. And then on this this triplet of numbers is 5, 9, and a 2. So the code of 5, 9, and 2 isn't really jumping out at me right now, but 29 and 92 are often coded numbers, and 59 and 95 are their slave numbers for us. 59 is coded on black people, and counting backwards is the 9 to 5. That's the white people, because you work 9 to 5. Well, black people work 9 to 5 too, but they make this discrimination. It's not me discriminating. I'm just reading what they do. And this, I learned this from Zachary K. Hubbard. So these numbers here about the clock bomb basically have to do with the 11 and the 9, and we saw that on their clocks. And then the idea of the slave. And we have the black and the white slave here. Of course, I mean, I guess you're going to have that no matter how you write it. But because this thing of pi, it's the relationship between the circumference and the diameter. I wrote an ellipse here on accident, but this is very, very similar to, if I just wrote the diameter that way, it'd be very similar to phi, which just basically has this and this on the end. So I think they see pi as a completion of a circle. They're going to circumambulate the ellipse, which is not on the 269 heading. The ellipse is right here in her breast, where her heart is. She is Venusian and has a Pleiadian connection, and so she would have heart symbolism. She doesn't actually have heart symbolism here, but you know where the heart symbolism is? It's very strange. Here's the Capitol building. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Back over here is the RFK Stadium, and that has heart symbolism. I was looking at that, and there's even a bird over there, you guys. Here's the stadium. And then if you look at my Pope series, and I would love to break that down if I had some more time, the Pope is staying in a place that looks like a trident up here. And I didn't draw the... Okay, so it's in Philadelphia. It's right on the forehead of Isis up there. And then this distance from here to the home plate of here is 119 miles. And you wouldn't think this would happen, but you take it in a straight line. This shows you that you do not know our map. All my work in Google Earth is that the Google Earth map, the whole thing, the reason why it's so strange is because it looks like a familiar shape, you know, like the globe we've been taught in school. But when you draw a straight line out from things and you think about the globe that you worked with in school, it is nothing like that. If you draw this straight line out, right here, you're basically on the ocean, really close to the ocean in Washington, D.C. And this is further inland, right here, in Philadelphia. Well, then by some miracle, you end up in a straight line at the Sun Pyramid in Mexico. So that's another reason to show you they have not taught you the correct map. The reason why they have not taught you the correct map is because they are hiding islands. They showed you that in their TV series Lost. They're hiding other things. They're hiding continents. They're hiding places where they like to go and get away from people. And they're also hiding places. They have, you know, there's stuff that you're never going to find because you don't have the right map. And then all the math they teach you is like basically disabling math. They don't teach you any math to figure any of this out. To figure it out on your own. Okay, well, anyway, so this is basically has to do with the Ahmed story. I'm going to call it the Ahmed Cipher. They gave you another cipher. That's what the story was about. And it has to do with this. Okay, where am I? Right here. It has to do with this. But in this case, the Z and the A occupy one spot on the 1. And let's see. Yeah. Is that right? I'm actually not really done with this. I'm trying to figure out how they did this. I think the N and the M and the Z and the A occupy one spot, and the G and the T occupy one spot. This would be the 3 and the 9 spot on the clock. I wrote out here an 8:55, which was the first clock that this guy showed, which was it's 9:11 on the face of it. I wrote that out to see. There could be a letter code in here, but not only that, the clock it divides. It's a D. It's 2 Ds right here. So this is 2 Ds is a 44. That equals clock. This tells you that there's a code in here. 2 Ds, 44, that equals a clock. But each of these Ds, if you tip this D up, from this side, see the A to the M. Look over here. Oh, gosh, that's the messy one. Where to go? Where to go? Oh, here it is. If you look over here, the A to the M is 1/2 of the D, basically. Try to remember the clock. See? So this is the 1, and that's the 1, and this is the 3 of the clock. Well, this we've shown is 22. Divided by 7 is pi. So a D is half of pi. Where's my pen? Not only that, but a D is 22. I'm going to write the 22 in here. Well, guess what this is? Guess what that adds up to? 44 equals a clock. Okay. What was I going to write here? Oh yeah, 22. Okay, I forgot I was going to write here. May's going to write 22. So this is half of the clock. Now, if you look at this, also, if you look at 2 Ds here, this is again, the idea here is the upper and the lower dome, as above, so below. And it's tied into the idea of phi also. Now, I did do phi divided by 2. Let me show you this. I did it the equation way, which ends up with a really different number, but we have to pay attention to how the equation derived the numbers, because, oh, I lost it. Hold on. Oh, maybe it's right here. We have to pay attention to the equation derived numbers. Oh, here it is. Because they see these equations as sacred. We know they use these fractions. We know this. So if you put a correct pi into this, and you use this equation to derive phi, and you then, I should have showed you just the phi stage of it so you could see how far off it was by there. Because this, I wrote true phi here somewhere. That's the true phi of the first digits, and that you should just memorize that. 1.618033398, and this is the place. This is the place where it changes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The first 8 digits stay the same. Now, just to tie this back, if you combine this 9 right here, if they combine the 1 and the 8, you have the 269, and that's the heading. That's the heading that we've been talking about that ISIS is sitting on. All right, back to this. Okay, so if you use this to derive, if you use the correct figure for pi and you use this to derive, you end up with this number for half of phi. This, again, is this number right here in the 76 placement code area of pi. No, it's not. It's right. Hold on. Let me find it. It's 645. This is the clock bomb number. Sorry, it's not that over. It's the clock bomb number, and it has to do. Where did I just derive the clock bomb number from? Let me pause this. I'll find it. The clock bomb number is placement code. So this line right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the placement code number. This is the pi number. So that's what I'm trying to keep straight in my head, is that the clock bomb number is placement code. And then this number is actually pi, part of pi. You see what I'm saying? Well, anyway, phi divided by 2, according to this equation that's out there, these guys, it is not exact, because this is the exact one. If you take exactly phi and you divide it by 2, it equals this. Oh, I wanted to show you on the end of this number, we have 645, which is your placement code of pi, and then you have a 1 and an 8, and then after that is a 76. So we just need to keep this in mind, because for some reason these things matter to them, and they're involved in their ciphers. Ties together their alphabet, ties together their menorah code, ties together, looks like the clock. Okay, I'm just gonna, what did I want to leave on here? Okay, well, anyway, here's phi. I need to print out more of it, but I need to double space it so I can write the placement code in there. So I was making an attempt. This is just a first baby step attempt at what their cipher might be. And maybe somebody already has this. I saw some on somebody's website, on somebody's, oh gosh, I wish I could remember the name so I could give you a shout out, because I thought your video was really awesome. Oh, okay, well, if you know that I'm talking about you, you did the one on the London Bridge. If you know I'm talking about you, leave your message in the comment and identify yourself and leave your channel, because he has a great channel. And I really enjoyed his video, and he has something called a Killian clock, and I don't know how that works, and I haven't studied it yet, but I wonder if this has something to do with that, because it's basically looks like placement code on a clock. But this is placement code on a clock derived by the menorah cipher code 22 by 7, pi derived by 7. And the reason why this is important, and I've alluded to this a few times, is it's pi derived by 7. Pi derived by 7 describes the alphabet, and this is very similar to how Yahweh is written in the Tetragrammaton. And that's going to make Christians angry. Please don't be angry with me. I didn't create the religion. I grew up in it, and I'm just trying to help us all kind of unbrainwash ourselves and look at these things clearly and understand why we have these ciphers being presented to us in the news. This is not a coincidence that we have the 2 Ds, the 4 and the 22, that the alphabet is pi 22 by 7, which is pi derived by 7 twice, and these are half of a clock face. A D equals 500 in Roman numeral. That's half of M. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? A D is half of M. It's the division by M. So there's a lot more to do here. All right, well, anyway, sorry this was so disorganized, but you can see, like, when you just have like the very cusp of an idea, it's a little slippery at first. So, all right, hope you guys are having a good day. Today is the 20th, I believe. I have a video that I want to put up about my ideas about what the energy shifts in ascension mean. I'm a little nervous to do that, so I might do it on an unlisted video collection. All right, love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.